Wherefore, Series 3, Episode 20. When the weaver wakes up, she is covered in brightly coloured threads. They are fine, delicate things, barely more solid than spiderwebs. A normal person would probably be unsettled by this. The weaver is intrigued. She does not remember exactly what she dreamed about, but she knows that the east wind was part of it. When creatures like the weaver and the east wind dream of each other, it is not a simple thing. Not that the dreams of the most deliberately mundane of humans can be relied upon to be ordinary either. Dreams are one of those places where the magic seeps in. They were flying, she recalls. They were helping each other remember how to fly because neither of them has taken to the air in a long time. Usually the weaver only flies when she is dreaming or in a hot air balloon. The east wind has a more complicated relationship with the whole process, what with being the wind, and also being human, and sometimes being something else entirely. The air is his element, but flying is different from being the wind. In the dream, the weaver was helping the east wind to fly, but really she thinks it was the other way round, because she hasn't dreamed of flying in such a long time. Now she is covered in threads. She lifts one carefully to look at it, noting how it catches the light. It is stronger than it appears. Nothing like this has ever happened to her before, so she isn't entirely sure what she's seeing or what it means. She sits with the threads, listening to them, figuring them out. Slowly, she makes sense of what is happening. These threads are ideas. They are stories. Things that never were, things that might yet be. Dream, possibility, whimsy and speculation. They all have different flavours, some more likely than others. They are a gift to her. And they are deliberate. This surprises her when she realises. She has never really known what to make of the east wind and has never had much sense of his intentions. His airy, flighty transience has dominated her impression of him, and she may have been wrong in this. He is more. The threads and the gifting of them gives her a sense of how much more he is than she had previously imagined. The gifting also makes clear that whatever else might be going on, there is care on his part. She matters to him. The weaver smiles. This is something of an event. The weaver smiles and it creates a tiny vibration that lifts the wings of butterflies 1,000 miles away. Moths will feel it in a week's time. It is the opposite of a hurricane. There are many things she could do with these threads. Part of the gift is that the choice of what to do is hers to make. She takes a thread between her fingers and sets about weaving it into herself, just under her ribs where the hollow feeling has always been worst. She stitches it into herself and reaches for another. Some of the threads she weaves a little way into the future, not so firmly as to define her own path, though, just enough to hold a feeling of possibility and a dash of hope. She hasn't been able to think about the future for some time now, and it's one of the reasons that she has felt so adrift. But there she is, with the east wind's threads and some way of moving forward in time in a more deliberate way. The weaver spins a thread out towards the man in the moon. She knows where he is, and can feel it. Whatever she is making now, he should be part of it. She needs him to be part of it. It has been a long time since she has done any weaving on this kind of scale. For years now, she's just been tinkering at the edges, not really knowing what to do with herself. The weaver realises that she's had no idea what she might be for. You cannot weave a future when you have no sense of purpose. It is almost impossible to weave yourself into the present in any meaningful sort of way, even. She doesn't know what she's for, but these threads of connection are already holding her, making her feel solid and present in a way that she hasn't for rather a long time. She weaves the threads gifted to her until her insides feel solid and substantial. She weaves until the bounty of this gift has been threaded into her life and the fabric of her life is alive with colour and possibility. Able to see herself changed by this process, the weaver thinks she looks more like a person now, more like a viable entity. Apparently some of the problem was that she spent her life with no idea how to be herself. She can see the shape of a weaver person now, and has a sense of the person she could be. It is Gideon, and her heart stretches with gratitude. The feeling is almost painful. It occurs to the weaver that she can make her own threads. She always could, she just didn't have much to motivate her. She can make deliberate threads that do not leave her hollow on the inside, not if she goes about it the right way. There is no need to practice her art by sacrificing her own innards. All it takes is will and feeling, intention, passion, the things she has been missing. The hollowness has been making her even more hollow, and she doesn't even know how long that's been going on. In the days that follow, she makes threads, makes them from memory and hope, from intention and longing. The weaver walks and weaves herself back into the landscape. She weaves herself into the town, and the town into the fibres of her being. All the while she feels the soft, comforting tugs that are the threads holding her to the man in the moon, and the threads made by the east wind. She is not alone. She has no idea where she is going, but she isn't lost. She weaves because it is in her nature to weave. She is the weaver, and the cloth being made. She is the maker of threads. She is the loom. And she has a feeling that things might just untangle themselves into a decent pattern, given time.